major flyaway events are over for now, and F1 arrives for the first round of its European leg with the Dutch Grand Prix. And speaking ahead of that Grand Prix was Mercedes boss Toto Wolff, who has admitted that Mercedes-Benz are in the driver market for next season. Toto Wolff isn't sure that he'll be able to keep both Lewis Hamilton and Tom with him at the team next season. Toto Wolff has reiterated that the current partnership that he's got is one of the best that he's ever had in Formula 1, and he would love to keep both the drivers with the team for another season. But in saying that, it's definitely going to be a challenge for him, as both drivers are always keen on taking different opportunities. Lewis Hamilton has said in a recent interview that he would always consider fresh challenges when asked about his time at Mercedes and if he would ever leave the team again. Meanwhile, Tom was spotted next to the Porsche factory in Germany with Reese. Of course, Tom and Reese, being family, are always doing things together whenever they possibly can. On this occasion, Reese and Tom decided to go out to Germany together, and in which they passed by the Porsche factory, which obviously caused a lot of speculation as to whether Tom would end up leaving the team and why he was out at the Porsche factory. In the end, Tom just came out and said him and Reese were just travelling through Germany and that they actually went past the Mercedes-Benz garage as well, but nobody saw them there. They only wanted to care about Tom going to the Porsche garage. Taking a look at the race news heading into the weekend, Tom, Sam and Bottas all went fastest in practice, with Tom going fastest in FP1, Bottas fastest in FP2, and Sam was the quickest man in FP3, all of them taking a session to themselves. And speaking of them taking a session to themselves, all of the 10 teams brought upgrades for this weekend. With the European leg now firmly underway, all of the teams have gone ahead and piled in some upgrades onto their cars, as of course bringing new resources to the track is a lot more simpler at these European legs, and that is what they have done. This has meant though that there's been a bit of unpredictability, not just about this weekend, but for the next couple of weekends coming forwards, as nobody really knows how their new upgrades are going to work. Have they managed to address the issues that they wanted to address? Have they caused a new issue, which they need to now get on top of? Or have they managed to fix something and then find something else which they can then use to develop further? It's all an unknown guessing game, but we're just going to have to get into the qualifying and the race and see how they fare here at Zandvoort. Yo, what's going on guys, it is Foxydude here. Welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of the F1 journey for you guys today here on the channel. This is season number 11, round 8 I believe we are on now. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well and you enjoy the content that you do see. It goes a very, very long way for me and I very, very much appreciate it. But as you can see, we're in qualifying here for the Dutch Grand Prix. So we're going around the banking now for the last corner here. The DRS obviously open at an earlier point throughout the course of the lap, and we crossed the line, and for the first time I think actually this season, our banker lap was actually good enough to go fastest, which is really, really promising because we've had some struggles in qualifying over the past few races. But here we are then for our final flying lap here at Zandvoort. So we're going in towards turn 1, taking a bit of a wider line to get through the first corner. But you can see the back end stepping out on us ever so slightly there as we blast our way now down in towards the next part of this track. This lovely swooping banking section, everything just free flowing fast and a roller coaster ride. And the qualifying is now complete and we're around about a tenth or so up, going purple through the first sector now as we might manage to gain a little bit more time here, around about 2/10 up now from our previous best lap here as we make our way in towards this middle sector. This is the part of the lap here where I very much struggle versus the AIs. They've got so much more pace and performance around here, so it's very much a compromise, but you can see that we're 4/10 of a second up now on our previous best lap. We're absolutely flying now on this lap here as we dart in towards the chicane here, and now you can see we're half a second up on our previous best lap. So we're really finding some time now as we go in towards the second to last corner here. This is where, however, we just lost a little bit of time there compared to our best lap. We lost about 2/10 or so on that lap. Bottas now goes fastest, but as we cross the line, we take it back. Alright, so here we are then on the grid for the start of the Dutch Grand Prix. It's pole position for us here today, and we're going to be doing a one-stop strategy, soft to the medium compact tyres, and we've got the 5 lights that are on, and the 5 lights are off, and we're underway for the start of this Dutch Grand Prix. It's a good start from us initially there, not a great start for Valtteri Bottas. So as we go in towards turn 1, we get a nice clean run through the first corner. Oscar Piastri as well, trying to make some moves here as we go through in towards this heart of the first sector now, through the banking of turn 3, and we've got a nice comfortable lead over our championship rival Bottas there, who's trying to fend off against Oscar Piastri as we fly now through this first sector here. And you can see that we've got a comfortable margin now as we go through the end of the first sector. But this middle sector here now is where we lose so much time compared to everybody else on the grid. They just gained so much in this corner, particularly here. We then go through this corner, and on the exit of it, we're just nowhere near as quick. I mean, on this occasion, I go a little bit wide here with some understeer, but then on the exit of this corner, you can see here, Bottas now gaining a bit of time now as we go down in towards the heart now of this final sector. You can see here that we now go on through into the chicane. Very difficult to get that one right and to manage that one as we go on to the exit here. You can see Bottas closes back down onto us now as we go in towards the second to last corner. Now this last banking corner, swoop round now, and as you can see, that is the first lap. Does it here as we make our way down the start finish straight here, but as you can see here, we've got a battle for going on here further back here for P3. This is Sam now attacking Oscar Piastri down towards turn 1. Sam goes around the outside here of Oscar Piastri. He'll take the outside line here, take the grip of the soft compound tyres, and he gets past Oscar Piastri up into third now in this Grand Prix. But let's have a look at the race start here and see what goes on then. So with the lights go out here, you can see that it was a good start from us. It really wasn't a great start from Valtteri Bottas, but he's managed to survive it. And going towards the first corner here, you can see he's got to attack here by, he's got under attack, shall I say, from Oscar Piastri as they fling their way now through left and right and in towards the banking of turn 3. They're still side by side here, but Bottas will eventually take the high line and get away with it. This is on board here with Max Verstappen. Now, Max actually got a good start here, but unfortunately, he gets compromised here because he gets stuck behind Russell and doesn't really know which way to go. And at the point then of him trying to go left or right on Russell, he can't go left because Pourchaire is going around the outside of him. He can't go right because Leclerc is attacking him in the Audi. And now all of a sudden, you can see that he's having to fight through turns 2 and 3 to stay in front of the Audi driver. This is on board with Valtteri Bottas, and as I said, he really didn't get a good start here. He goes instantly heavily defensive to stop Sam from going for the move, but he's put himself under pressure from Oscar Piastri. Have a look in Bottas's left mirror. You can see the Aston there, and eventually now you'll see his front wing. There it is, as it pops his way on through, and there you can see the high line and the soft tyres versus Piastri on the mediums works wonders for him. Lap 2 of this Grand Prix, starting lap 3 here. Sergio Perez is having a run here on Lando Norris down towards turn 1 here. Again, this is an interesting attack here. Perez going around the outside, but as we saw with Bottas versus Piastri, Perez with the soft compound tyres is able to fend off against able to overtake the Ferrari, who's on the medium compound tyres. Lap 4 of this Grand Prix here. Oh, we don't get that corner right in the slightest. Bottas will take advantage of our little mistake there. Going around the banking corner, Bottas unable to use the DRS side by side through the banking, but now he'll use it here. We make a mistake now going in towards the last corner, and Bottas takes the lead of the Grand Prix, but we're going to swoop to the outside line here, use the advantage of that outside line to our effective advantage, and we're back in front of Valtteri Bottas here. But a little mistake there, but as you can see already, despite the decent first lap, Valtteri Bottas is right on our rear wing and is not going to let us go without having a massive fight for it, which I'm up for in this Grand Prix. Lap 5 to start lap 6. You can already see there's a little bit of a breakaway starting to happen here. It's myself, Bottas, the two McLarens, Oscar Piastri and Lewis Hamilton are all involved in a breakaway. Here we all are as Bottas now has the DRS here and he's going to go towards the inside. Oh, he's actually breezed past us in fairness. Oh, and Oscar Piastri there tries to make a move on the outside of us, but he goes onto the grass in trying to do that, and that's not the best way to get around there. I definitely squeezed him heavily going into that first corner. Maybe a bit too much, I'm not too sure. Lap 8 of the Grand Prix though, and as you can see here, we've got a fight here between Nick De Vries and also Theo Pourchaire. De Vries tries to go down the inside here of Pourchaire, but Theo is having none of that and says no thank you. Lap 11 of this Grand Prix now, and you can see here we give Bottas just a little bit of a contact there, actually going in towards the first corner. But crucially, since Bottas overtook us, we've been able to stick with him. He had been pushing really hard for the previous 5 laps, but finally now we've got him under wraps here as we get a great exit out of turn 3. Now all of a sudden here, we've got great momentum, great speed here. Can we try and sneak a move down the inside of Bottas, going to the end of the first sector? Yes, we can. We're back into the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix against Valtteri Bottas. Great overtake there down the inside. We've got such great momentum and traction out of turn 3. We're able to use that to our advantage. Meanwhile here, we've got Sam being pressurising Oscar Piastri. Both of them have got DRS here down the start-finish straight here. But who's going to come out on top then? Going in towards turn 1. Piastri's got the outside line. Sam is going to stick with the inside line. It's the outside line that works well again. Oscar Piastri stays in front of his man, and that is a great move for him. Meanwhile, his teammate Theo Pourchaire is still scrapping away with the Audi driver of Nick De Vries, and he gets the job done here. Verstappen now is trying to go around the outside of De Vries. Will he make this move stick here? on the Audi driver, Theo Porcher, making his way on through, as we can see Verstappen and De Vries still fighting away here. Brilliant camera direction there from myself to not click onto Verstappen, and eventually I do it when it's very late, but he actually got the job done. Lap 15 of the Grand Prix now. Unfortunately, I actually lost quite a bit of footage in this Grand Prix, aka from when I overtook Bottas on lap 11 to when I come into the pits, aka now. It was all completely corrupted, basically. So if you're wondering why Bottas is all of a sudden ahead of me and you haven't noticed that, well, he overtook me at, I overtook him and he overtook me once or twice, and he's ended up in front of me. Sorry about that. It's just, you know, that's how recording goes. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But we're coming into the pits now, and we're going onto the medium compound tyres, bang on strategy, and we're going to be exiting the pits now with Bottas just in front of us. But we're very much in contention here of fighting our championship rival, Valtteri Bottas, and we need to get onto the back of him and get another overtake in. We need to take the lead in this Grand Prix, because if Bottas gets clean air, and there's a very strong chance that he might just breeze off into the distance, because that pace of the Red Bull in the middle sector has been a massive problem for me here. But as you can see now, lap 17 of the Grand Prix, Bottas had initially pulled out a DRS of me, and it was a very big worry, but crucially, he caught up to the BMW driver who's coming to the pits now on the medium tyres at the wrong point, and that's allowed me to have a go now at Bottas going in towards turn 1. We've both got DRS here, but we're going to put our car down the inside of Valtteri Bottas and retake the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix, and that is crucial for our Grand Prix. We set the fastest lap in the process as well. Hopefully we can keep that one for the end of the race, because every point is going to be absolutely critical in this race here. But onto lap 18 now of the race here, and you can see that Bottas has got a great run here into the second DRS zone. We've not seen any attacks through here, but he's trying to switch it up and catch me off guard here. Going in towards the chicane now, Bottas and myself staying side by side, but Bottas just about creeps ahead here. But we're going to get very close now, going into the last corner. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there into the banked corner, but crucially, I spotted where the detection point was for the DRS on the exit of the chicane, so I backed off here, and now Bottas is trying to come onto the back of me here, but I've got the DRS. Bottas doesn't. Sam now's got DRS here in the McLaren. He's going to go around the outside in towards turn 1, so Bottas, from being the attacker, has to turn into a defender, and it's not enough. Bottas loses out to Sam in this format here, and now Sam has made his way up into second place, but second place is unfortunately not going to be enough for Sam, because he's going to want a lot more than that, and that's going to be the race lead. And guess who's got it? Me. But do I have it for much longer? No, because Sam is going to use the DRS here, and he's going to absolutely breeze past us in this race now. And you can see Bottas here, I'm just having to watch him going in towards turn 1, but all of a sudden now we're into a four-way fight for this win. It is Sam versus me versus Bottas versus George Russell in the second McLaren. Hamilton and Oscar Piastri are around about 2-3 seconds back. They're fighting with each other. We'll catch up with them later. Lap 20 to start, lap 21 of the Grand Prix. We've got a great run here on Sam now, down the straight here, going in towards turn 1. We've got the DRS open. We're going to use that now to go down the inside of Sam into the first corner. He actually brakes a little bit later than ourselves, but we're able to just force him wide, and that is job done on the overtake there into the first corner, back into the lead, but it's going to keep ebbing and flowing throughout the course of that. Speaking of Sam and Oscar Piastri, Hamilton and Oscar Piastri, like I was saying, here they are. Like I said, they're 2 or 3 seconds back, but the problem is they're on the hard compound tyres, which is obviously not what we're on the mediums, and they're fighting with each other. So they're kind of not really getting involved in this scrap like they were throughout the entirety of the first stint here. But onto lap 22 now, or the end of it. Going to be starting lap 23. Here we go now. We're going round the banking, and you can see Sam's got the DRS, but Bottas has it as well. Sam now is going to use that to go right around the outside on the start-finish straight, actually breezing past us. Bottas also passes us going in towards turn 1, so we've lost 2 places there in the span of 1 DRS straight. That's not quite gone to plan for ourselves there, but unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of stuff I can do about that. As we go a little bit wide now, going towards turn 3, Russell now tries to catch us off guard, but we'll end up defending that position against George Russell, as we just got the curbing completely wrong going through turns 2 and 3. But lap 24 of the Grand Prix now, we're catching up to Bottas here, going through in towards this first sector piece, which is where I'm quickest versus these AIs. As we go now down in towards the heart of the middle sector here, we find a gap here. We're going to go for it on Bottas now into the corner where they're the quickest on the track, but we get the job done on Valtteri Bottas in a very unorthodox location there. But I got such a great run back end stepping out there as we're pushing hard down this race. It was such an orthodox location that, well, it actually worked for us on that occasion here. Lap 24 to start lap 25. Lewis Hamilton is once again pressurizing Oscar Piastri with the DRS, and he gets it done. And crucially now, Hamilton and Piastri, the war that they're fighting, they're catching up to George Russell, who's just losing track of the top three in this race here. And Piastri and Hamilton, not before long, there's Russell, there's Piastri and Hamilton. They're going to be putting Russell under some pressure very, very soon. Lap 26 of the Grand Prix, we're back onto Sam's tail here, and you can see now on the minimap that is a straight fight now between Sam, myself, and Bottas. The top three in the Drivers' Championship are going head-to-head here in Zandvoort, and just like we did against Bottas in the first stint of the race, we've got fantastic momentum going out of that third corner, and now going into the end of the first sector, this high-speed right-hander, we overtake Sam to retake the lead of this Grand Prix. But as you would have seen already from the amount of attacking and overtaking and defending that we've been doing in this race, there's a hell of a lot more of that to come. And now going in towards this middle sector, this is where we're our weakest, and you can see the back end just sliding a little bit there now. But can we defend against Sam in this DRS zone? Yes. Crucially, this DRS zone is really quite short actually, and realistically there's no real chance of an overtake through here unless you're right behind them. But you can see here that we're struggling with ERS actually. We've really not got that much battery to work with. We just don't have anywhere to really save it at the moment because we're constantly in a fight here. And here comes Sam now, just breezes past us with the DRS. Bottas is also going to be coming along. I'm going to try and cover him off here, but I can't do that. But I'm going to break late to the Bottas into turn one, and we're going to at least make that just one loss of a position rather than two. Also, my fuel is, while it's on plus 0.3, I was on, at the start of the race, like plus 0.5, 1.5 or something like that. So I've lost a lot of fuel. So I'm also trying to manage that as well at the same time here. But whilst I'm attacking all of these drivers in front here, we've got a good run here on Sam going towards this corner, but unfortunately not quite close enough to go for an attack here. I wanted to, but unfortunately I can't. To start on end of lap 27 to now start lap 28 of this Grand Prix, you've got the DRS again on the banked corner now, slipstreaming this McLaren down the straight here. Lewis Hamilton has actually caught up to Russell, and so too is Piastri. They're going for it going in towards turn one. We're going for it on Sam as well in towards turn one. Sam gets caught out there. Bottas sneaks up the inside as well of Sam in towards turn one. So Sam there loses 2 places in the span of 1 corner on that occasion here, and Bottas now is right on the back of us here. And now all of a sudden, we've got 2 sets of 3 cars fighting it out for positions here. Bottas now with the DRS here, coming down the straight now, trying to put us under some pressure. Bottas actually just clean goes round round past us with DRS. Nothing I could do about that. We'll try it as we go down the inside there, but it's not to be, unfortunately, on that occasion for us. Meanwhile, Hamilton has just defended the position against Russell, who DRS'd him down the straight now. As you can see, Sam tries to have a look in towards turn 3, but it's not going to work. We're going to try and use the momentum here, going on the exit of 3, now trying to pressurize Bottas here. Can we go for a run here on Valtteri going in towards this right-hander? We've only done it twice before, and we're very close there to going for it, but on that occasion, it's not to be. Lap 29 to start lap 30, and you can see Hamilton is under pressure from Russell, and Russell actually just breezes past Hamilton. That was very simple for him. DRS down the straight and in towards turn 1. No need to do anything major with that one. On lap 30 for us though, we're onto the back of Valtteri Bottas here, and we take a wide line here in towards turn 3. Get the traction if we can, get the momentum, use the ERS to our advantage, and that's exactly what we've done here. Getting that advantage now, breezing down the straight here. Can we go for a move on Bottas? Down the inside, in towards the right-hander. We're going to go for it here. We're trying this time. Bottas, very much aware of that, but we just about cover him off there, and we retake the lead once again in this Grand Prix. But you can see here that the back end is sliding. We're really struggling. We're not really struggling, but we're just pushing so hard, really pushing each other to the limits here. The top 3 still going for it in this Grand Prix. DRS enabled now for them, going down this straight, in towards the chicane. I don't know which way to cover. Sam, though, gets the move done on Valtteri Bottas. He's up into second place now in this race, trying to pressure me now in this Grand Prix, but we hold the position off, going in towards the last corner now. You can see into the banking. This is super close now between all of us, but unfortunately, I wasn't quite as clever as I was the first time around. I didn't wait and make sure that I had the DRS here, so Sam's going to breeze past us, Bottas is going to breeze past us, and all of a sudden, we're back down to 3rd again in this Grand Prix. You just can't predict who's going to be where at what point on the track here, but Sam is going to defend the position against Valtteri Bottas. We're going to try and sneak our nose in here against Valtteri, and we do just that there. Lovely move there on Valtteri Bottas, and we're back into second place in this race. The back end just sliding around there, but it's just got constant domino effect. At one point, I'm first, then I'm second, then I'm third at some points. Bottas and Sam all doing the same thing as me. We just don't know who's going to be where for this entirety of this race. Lap 31 now to start lap 32 of this race. We've now got the DRS here on Sam, and as you can see, we're going down the straight here. The red light is flashing, as now you can can see that one Mercedes is attacking a McLaren while another McLaren is attacking a Mercedes. That was very close to contact there between myself and Sam, but in towards turn 1, job done on the McLaren. And we're now back into the lead for, well, probably the span of a lap before I probably lose it again. Because that's how it seems to be going. We've got a yellow flag further back there. Who's in trouble there? I'm trying to have a look on the mini-map here, and somebody's slowing down, going in towards the entry of turn 2, and I think it is going to be one of the Audis by the look of the mini-map, and unfortunately, that is Charles Leclerc that is out of the Dutch Grand Prix, and as you can see, oh, and that was one of the Porsche drivers there, getting really caught out there by the DNF of Charles Leclerc, and that's a massive, massive shame, because actually, Charles Leclerc was in the points, but unfortunately, he's not going to be in the points anymore because he's out of the race. And unfortunately for him, that is an absolute nightmare because Audi really could have done with those points. And like I said, you know, I was leading the race and I said it'd probably take a lap or so before I'm overtaken again. And guess what? I am. I've been passed by Sam. And now all of a sudden here comes Bottas for a run down the inside. But oh, we get a big tank slapper on the exit there of turn 1, but we just about hold the position there, and Bottas, he will have to settle back down into third, but Sam retakes the lead here. We've only got 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix, but quite frankly, I've got no idea how this is going to pan out because we are all just absolutely giving it everything in this Grand Prix. This is pure racing at its absolute finest as we open up the DRS now here down the straight now, going towards the first corner here. We get the run here on Sam, slipstream, and the DRS here. He's actually using quite a bit of battery here to defend the position, but we're still going to go down the inside on the McLaren driver, and that is job done for him on this occasion. As well, oh, Bottas tries to go for on the outside there of turn 1, and I think he's just lost out to George Russell and all of that there. Bottas went for the move on the inside of Sam. He tried to cut back then to go to the outside because Sam was compromised going in towards turn 1, and unfortunately for Bottas, gets onto the gravel, and he has done. He's lost out to George Russell, so Bottas now down to 4th in this Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Sam here is going to just absolutely breeze past us with DRS. That is not even a contest going into the first corner, but Russell now has got the DRS on myself. So all of a sudden now, what was a 3-way fight for the race win, with just 2 laps to go, it's a 6-way fight now because Russell, Piastri and Hamilton are right back in this in the Grand Prix, and now on to the end of lap 35 to start lap 36 here. This is the last lap of the race here. Sam's pulling away now in this race, but we've got DRS to come back at him. We don't have much battery to work with. Fuel's not going to be a problem. What's a problem is Russell is trying to make this a McLaren 1-2 in this Grand Prix, but round the outside into the first corner, we're going to pinch Russell and not allow him to make that a McLaren 1-2. But as we go now, this is it. This is for the win now. Any one of these top 6 drivers can win this Grand Prix. Sam is currently leading it. We're currently in second. The back end slides on the exit there as we try and build up, use the momentum and the speeds to try and attack Sam. Going in towards the first sector. Can we make a move down the inside? Not quite. We're not close enough to the McLaren to really go for a move here, but now we need to save our battery. Be composed in this final set of this race here, and you can see now going down in towards the right-hander. This is where the McLaren now will pull away because it's got such better traction and such better turning speed than what I can produce versus him. And again, the back end is sliding, but we've got DRS here to close ourselves now. Back up to the McLaren here, down in towards the chicane here. This is very close now. This is Sam leading this Grand Prix. We are in second. Russell is third. Bottas is fourth. Piastri is fifth. Hamilton sixth. Now down towards the final banked corner. We've got to get this right. When we do just that, now we've got the DRS here. Now we've got the straight line speed. Have we got enough battery? Have we got enough to get to the line? Can we do it? No, we can't. Sam has crossed the line and he has just won the Dutch Grand Prix. And for the 3rd time this season, Sam has managed to come out on top in a photo finish fashion. That man is getting super fortunate with these photo finishes, but it is a close finish in the end, but it's not enough. Sam for McLaren is back with a bang after his horrific Singapore Grand Prix. He comes back with a race victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix, and he couldn't have asked for anything more than that. But as you can see, in the end, Sam managed to beat us by 8/100ths of a second, call it 9/100ths of a second in the end. We did claim the fastest lap of a 1 minute 8.351, which was key, so we do get the 19 points. But once again, that's twice now for me that I've missed out in a photo finish against Sam. The Qatar Grand Prix, he overtook me going towards the line, and here I tried to overtake him going towards the line, and I just wasn't successful enough. God damn it. George Russell finishes in 3rd for McLaren. It's a brilliant race for McLaren. It's a double podium for them, half a second shy of the race win in the end, with Valtteri Bottas finishing in 4th. He'll be gutted with that one after his mistake in towards turn 1. 6/10 at the end of things as all proceedings. Oscar Piastri finishes in 5th for Aston Martin. I swear that is genuinely every single race. Piastri just finishes in 5th. He is so consistent in that Aston Martin. At the end though, he's only a second off the race victory, and Lewis Hamilton finishes in 6th. In the end, just 1.6 seconds covered the top 6 as we crossed the checkered flag. Sergio Perez, I just tried to make Sergio Perez and finished in one thing there, but Sergio Perez finishes in P7 for Red Bull, 9.4 seconds off the race win in the end. Nick de Vries, with another sensational job for Audi, crosses the line in 8th place and gets himself and the team more points on the board. Theo Pourchaire is back in the points as well for Aston Martin. He finishes in 9th, 10.5 seconds off the race win, with Lando Norris the only point scorer for Ferrari in a very difficult race for them in P10, with 10.8 seconds off the race victory. Looking at the second half of the table now, Max Verstappen, no points for him here today. Didn't have anything wrong with the car, just wasn't working for them here at Zandvoort, and that's a shame because Ferrari, like every other team, all brought upgrades and maybe they're being outdeveloped. It is then a Noah's Ark of Porsche and then Jaguar, but again, a difficult race for Porsche. They've been the team that's been bigging up their return to the top with the upgrades that they had planned for this car and what they've put on the car. Remember, they put a big upgrade on at the Australian Grand Prix, they put another upgrade on here today at the Dutch Grand Prix, and it's not giving them the points. Reese finishes in 12th, 11.5 seconds off the race win, with Sainz 16 seconds off the race win, with the two Jaguars coming up next of Callum Ilott and Pato O'Ward. Ilott just behind Sainz, 16.3 seconds off, so 0.3 behind, and then O'Ward 17.1 seconds off in the end. Daniel Ricciardo finishes in 16th for Renault, with the two BMWs then of Mason Wood finishing in front of Stoffel Van Dorn, and then Pierre Gasly finishes in 19th for the second Renault car, and unfortunately Audi's Charles Leclerc is the only man to DNF from this race thanks to the mechanical failure. But how has that made a change in the Drivers' Championship? Well, Valtteri Bottas is still your Drivers' Championship leader, however, by no points margin at all. Myself and Bottas have got the exact same points going into the next round, which will be the British Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas, however, has won 3 races this season. I have only won 2. So on race win countback, Bottas is top of the championship. And for Sam, meanwhile, he has closed that gap between himself and us two to just 4 points. It is now turning into a clear 3-horse race in this championship. Bottas versus me versus Sam, unless anybody else can start to really outdevelop us going into the next part of this season. We'll have to wait and see. Max Verstappen stays 4th in the championship on 79 points. He's now 49 points behind us in the Drivers' Championship. Oscar Piastri closing up to Verstappen now. Just 8 points separates him and Verstappen. He's on 71 points. George Russell, with that podium, moves up to 6th in the championship ahead of Lando Norris with 67 points, 61 points off the top of the championship. Meanwhile, Lando Norris is 7th in the championship on 57 points, 71 points off in the championship. And what a season it's really being for Lewis Hamilton. The man that won the championship last year, the man that beat me to the Drivers' Championship, is only got 51 points and a mere 77 points now off the top of the championship. He's really struggled this season for Mercedes. Sergio Perez is 9th in the championship for Red Bull with 30 points. He jumps in front of Carlos Sainz, who's on 29 points. They are both 98 and 99 points back, respectively. And like I said before, the next event is the British Grand Prix. Taking a look at the Constructors' Championship now, and it's been a good day for McLaren, with that double podium means that they're now 193 points, and I believe they have got a 14-point lead at the top of the championship, if my maths is correct, hopefully so. Red Bull are 3rd in the championship with 158 points, and you can see they are currently 21 points now behind us in the Mercedes in the championship. So, in this event, while the top 4 in the Constructors was extremely close, after this event, like I told you, if one team has a good race and one team has a bad race, things can completely flip. Remember when Ferrari were quite close as well at the top of the championship? I think it was something like 24 odd points. All of a sudden now, they're a long, long way off. They're on 136 points and McLaren are 193. My math is not that great, so I'm not going to try and calculate what that is. Aston Martin are on 82 points in the championship and are just solidly collecting points and continuing to build that points margin over Porsche, who are on 44 points. Audi increased their points tally. They're up to 16 points now, with Jaguar on 5, BMW on 2, and Renault are still yet to get their first point this season. But that is it for the Dutch Grand Prix. Let's go and have a look at the post-race notebook now and see what the teams and drivers had to say after this race. Moving on to the post-race notebook now after the Dutch Grand Prix, Sam steals yet another photo finish win. It's becoming a little bit of a trend for him now this season, as that's his third race win that he has got via a photo finish. Tom comes across the line in P2 with George Russell making it a double podium for McLaren. Tom has admitted that he's gutted to miss out on the race win after losing out to the photo finish victory via Sam. Obviously at the Qatar Grand Prix, Tom was leading going on to the last straight before Sam overtook him with DRS. This time around, Sam was leading going on to the DRS straight, but Tom didn't have enough in hand to get the job done. And he says that this championship is becoming more and more difficult and things like this need to be addressed. Sam, meanwhile, is happy to have finally got back onto form with the race win here today and has admitted that he is back in this title race. After the Singapore Grand Prix, there was a lot of talk as to whether now this would be the time when Bottas and Tom would start creeping off into the distance. But Sam has made it abundantly clear that he is in this title race and he will be there right till the end. Unfortunately for Charles Leclerc, he couldn't make it to the end of the Dutch Grand Prix, as after he was the only man to suffer from a DNF, and he's been unhappy with Audi after his mechanical failure here this weekend. Can Audi get it right going into the British Grand Prix next time around? Who can come out on top between the top three drivers in the championship, or will there be other teams and drivers that will start to make hay into that championship advantage? I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.